How you guys doing today? Welcome back. Today is January 9th, 2022. We have 8 great plays going into this week. I can't wait to talk about them. Let's not even waste any time. Let's get right into it. If you are brand new here, welcome. My name is Evan. This is By the Bulls, the only YouTube channel, social media aficionado that encourages you to just take your stock trading and finances just by the Bulls. Let's get it. My name is Evan, aka John Stonkton.
Pulls up, three-pointer, bang!
Bang! Aka Chef Boyar Swing.
Hey, Mambo, Mambo Italia.
And aka Bruce Wingstein. We'll see how well that edits together, but you know, it's all good right here. If you are interested in more stock trading and financial stuff, go check out the rest of my YouTube. I have a whole 25-part class available to you for free. Speaking of which, I am doing a promo for a free trial to my community. We do 5 morning newsletters, 5 nightly newsletters. We have early access to videos, early access to picks, a whole bunch of great stuff, a day trading bot, options chat. I suggest if you enjoy this, it's a no risk. Go check us out down below. Go ahead in the description box. Check it out. Hit that Discord link. 2 weeks guaranteed to come check us out. I love you. Come see it. That'd be awesome. Lastly, before we get into it, I only have 7,500 subs, which is still amazing to me. But to get more recognition with the YouTube algorithm, if you could, a like, subscribe, and a comment mean the world to me. Especially the comments. I respond to every single one that I can. And a like. It takes 5 seconds. I'll give you 5 seconds right now to do that. So go ahead on there, like, subscribe, and comment. Let's do it.
There's a prolonged eye contact. Prolonged eye contact.
Thank you. With that being said, 8 great picks today. They're technicals. Why they're great, it's all good stuff. If you want to know the fundamentals behind these plays, check out the Discord link. I do that after the episode. With that being said, let's get into it. So first is BR, Broadridge Fin Solutions. What an uptrend. It's an absolute tank, absolute beast. 4 or 5 solid hits throughout it. Again, the resistance trend matches the supporting trend exactly. Sure, we do have a small break here. Not the greatest thing to see of all time, but it's really trucking higher. Old resistance and support area, as we can see coming into play here. Dividend, big buy-in, overreaction earnings. Big overreaction, came back down. Great volatility here, great support, very low risk, right? Because you can track your risk here. We have a support area and a trend line. You can risk maybe 1.5% here. You lose this higher high and this higher low. You lose this, you can cut it. Even at 3%, you're being real liberal here with a stop loss. A full move to resistance is already a 1-to-1, which isn't bad with a liberal stop loss. To make a full move is almost 3-to-1, and a channel move is almost 4-to-1. We're risking almost 2-3% to make 9, 10, 11 for a good hold. In this kind of market, you'd love to see that. I think overall it's a fantastic trend up, a fantastic support, great pattern. It's easily readable. I do love what I see. Let's check the indicators. What's so cool about this channel, besides me and my cat nerd, is I actually don't scan with or use indicators or chart with. The reason is the indicators, as you become better at trading, you'll find out are just the icing on the cake. We use them to show us MTVV, aka momentum, trend, volume, and volatility. That's it. These 4 things help us enter a stock, help us exit a stock, they help us plan a trade, all these great things. But oversold with no technical strength means nothing, right? A good trend with no technical strength means nothing. So the technical analysis always comes first. These indicators help us enter. And if you are new, you're going to see live what a veteran sees and what they do. With that being said, let's check them out together. So BR, off the bat, we have 3 EMA lines. Blue's 10, purple's 50, red's 200. Anytime below the 200, we have a good value, right? Every single time we're beneath there, it's a good value. One thing to note, we hadn't hit the 200 at all for weeks, if not months. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. All that means is that this uptrend with 6 new hits is not going to last forever. We're starting to kind of curtail down, starting to ease off the pedal here. So there's a chance we start to make a new pattern that's more horizontal, and that's fine. If you want to play a 200 crossover, give up 2% for that. I'm not against it. That's probably fine. I myself would buy into value. You can buy most stocks talk about with 2 ways, value and momentum. value being just a good deal beneath, a good buy-in price that makes sense, or momentum, it shows some life and crosses something. So again, I think you could buy into value here. One, because the RSI is at 28, which is fantastic. The stochastic is super low at 76, and bulls are bottoming out, bears are at the top. So you have a chance for a lot of these stocks to buy momentum if you really enjoy EMA crossovers or SMA crossovers or whatever. But BR is a fantastic value purchase. It's beneath all the indicators, it's on sale, it's in technical strength, and the risk is low, the reward's high. 10 out of 10. I love it. I'm not rushing in here because, again, it's a huge sell-off. But I see a little bit of green or support being created. BR would probably be the top of my list so far. It's the first one, but still fantastic. BR, watch listed. I love what I see. Next is ERII. I called this last week or 2 weeks ago. I called it right over here. They made a nice 10% move. I want to call it again, not because I have no other picks, but it's a great value. It's been very consistent. All this over here means nothing. If we zoom over, it's a great ascending triangle, right? Every single time it comes up and it just makes good moves to this $23 area. Now again, we had a false breakout, but it just keeps pressuring 23 constantly with higher lows across the board. Folks say, hey, 1540 is fair, then hey, 1670 is fair, then hey, 1830, then 1890, and then 1978. Good year. It's pushing us all higher. Bulls have the control here. Bears ain't got sugar, honey, iced tea in the least. They have nothing, especially anywhere near this trend line. Again, I do want to see come down maybe 1% or 2. If it loses this area, again, we have lower lows, lower highs. But again, macro-wise, we're fine. If it does come down and it breaks, let's say it does break, easy support play. Anywhere near 1864 again. Anywhere in this area down here is beautiful. Overall, though, great uptrend, great ascending triangle. And again, it could very easily be, as I pointed out the first time, a channel up. It very much has channel up vibes here, right? So again, it's very bullish. I love what I see. Great deal for a stock that's at value. Let's check the indicators to ensure we have value. Beneath the 200 is your best deal. And again, we hadn't touched it for a long period of time. Now that we are, it is showing kind of a more sideways, which makes sense. We're consolidating for a breakout with an ascending triangle. Beneath the 10 is a good value. Can we wait for a 10 crossover? Sure. Look at these 10 crosses. Crosses the 10 and perfectly runs up the whole entire way. Right over here. Crosses the 10, runs up the whole entire way. So you want to wait for a 10 crossover? You can. I wouldn't wait 5% for that. But if we do take our time down here and make a support and then reverse and the 10's closer, a 10 cross is fine. I would buy into value myself. Value is shown because we have, again, technical value. RSI is at 30. Stochastic is super low. Bulls, which is green, is super low. And bears are super high. ERII, it doesn't have amazing fundamentals. There's no one who talks about this. It's an energy stock, which is soaring at value. I think overall it's a great pickup. I think it's fantastic. Low risk, high reward. ERII this week. I'd watch this. I do love what I see. Next is FOCS, Focus Financial. Financial sector has earnings coming up. They're doing well. This would make sense. So even fundamentally, there is one small crack here. I'm not going to lose the whole play because of that. But overall, it was a great ascending triangle over here as well. Broke out, making a new pattern over here. Is it going to be a wedge down, a channel down? Who knows? All I know is that anywhere near this trend line has been very consistent. Old resistances of old patterns become supports. As we can see, it bounced perfectly, made a nice 10% move here. As we come back down to this 56 range, I'll be happy to buy anywhere near $56 to $55. I think it needs a little bit more of a red day. So if tomorrow's a red day, if the macro markets sell off more, FOCS should be falling right into where you want it, around 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. You buy into it, you hold till 7:30 a.m. It's now considered a day trade, not against the PDT rule, and you can go from there. So I think FOCS, give me a little bit of red, hold a new higher low hopefully, and then takes off. I do love what I see. Let's check the indicators together. Again, over the 200, best momentum underneath it, a great value. We have a good value. Can you wait for a 10 cross? Sure, when it crosses the 10, it has good runs. Crosses the 10, all the way up. Crosses the 10, all the way up. Crosses the 10. So when you do cross the 10 EMA line, we're good to go. Would I wait 3% for that? Not really. But if we do form a support here and show us some life, you could buy into momentum there for sure. I like the value purchase. Again, value being shown by indicators. We have ourselves at RSI at 32. Stochastics lure at the bottom of the channel. Vortex has almost never been lower. Bears are high. FOCS is right where you want it for a value purchase, minus maybe 1% or 2% at most. If the financial sector does well, and this is right in value and it keeps going, hopefully the whole sector pulls us higher. But FOCS, overall, fantastic value. I do love what I see. I'd watch list it. Next is FUN. FUN, Cedar Fairs. As a ex-Clevelander, what's up, Cleveland? Browns are terrible and the Cavs are pretty good, but as a Clevelander, hey, Cedar Point, my boy, shreds. What an amusement park. I love Cedar Fair more than most people. Fantastic looking channel up here. Again, nice big moves. You know, COVID, oh, we're about to work. Oh, Omicron, shit, now we're coming back down. This is a really great trend up. Old resistance becoming a support, as we can see. And again, it's very consistent. Do I want it just a bit lower? Yeah, 1%, 1.5% lower is perfect. But we're risking 2% just to make 3 to 1 and hit the resistance. A full move is almost 5 to 1. It's low risk, high reward. The channel up is a bit sporadic and a bit, clunky. It's not going to last forever. It will break up or break down eventually. But again, for risk versus reward, if Omicron isn't as terrible as we think it is, it could be a fantastic play. FUN, I love what I see. Let's check the indicators. Looks like it's above the 200 now. Yeah, when it's over the 200, as we can see clearly over here, boop, 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 playing hits over the 200, we're good to go. And as we can see now, we're bouncing off the 200 beautifully. We're right there again. That's 3 layers of support, the 200 EMA line, the trend line, and the supports right here for us. That's fantastic. As long as we maintain that 200, you can buy into that. If you cross below it, and then you want to wait for us to go back over the 200, that's fine as well. I think we have value being shown because of the technical analysis. The RSI's at 30. The vortex is dummy low. You love to see it. And again, if it does hold here, which again, it's a big if, you'll have a fat bullish divergence if it does. If it holds here, that'll be a bullish divergence. And again, bulls are at the bottom of their channel. Bears are at the top, meaning bears are overbought and getting tired. FUN is a fantastic value here. It's gearing up for another move up, it looks like. Overall, if it holds, it's going to be a fantastic play. Low risk, high reward, and again, I do love that company. I do like some roller coasters with no lines, but again, it looks pretty good. I love what I see. FUN, I'd watch this. It looks pretty good. Next, MYOV. We got burned once. We won once. All right, I called it over here. I said it looks pretty good here. Made a nice bounce of it was like 20%, and I called it again, and we got burned. But over here, it's a great support play. Look at this on the 10-year chart. This spot on the time frame is mega pinnacle. It's super pinnacle. This is like a very strong support spot overall. Anywhere here is a very low risk entry. If it does break down, maybe 4% at most 2 or 3% in my opinion. It breaks down farther, I'm just going to get out. We're going to see much lower numbers. But right here, if we form a support, risk 2% just to hit the first resistance is 10 to 1. Sheesh, 10 to 1. Then again, 20%, some of you who do options are like, I don't want to waste my time with 20%. Well, again, if the market gives us a great 20% winner, it's what we get. Some of these are 3 or 4%, some are 20, some are 10. It's up to you. We're like surfers in the waves. We don't get to decide how many great waves there are. We don't get to decide how many and how big they are. We just take what is given to us. And if the market gives us this, great. If you want more than that, piss off. That's what you're going to get. Sorry, that's what I want to tell you. It's a good 10 to 1. If you see a full volume move, which I'm not saying you're going to, but if you were to, you'd be doing almost 40 to 1 here in risk versus reward. I wouldn't bet on that. I would take 20% and go home. But a very strong support spot. POC's gravitational. It's fantastic. Let's check the indicators. Can you play a 10 cross? I think you certainly can. Whenever you cross the 10, you have pretty good movement. You cross the 10, pretty good movement. So one way for that, you certainly can. I mean, you can buy off that momentum there at 4%. I myself want to buy into value. Again, value being shown. Technically, RSI's low, stochastic's low, bulls are low, bears are high. When it comes to support play, we are giving up convergence. What do I mean? We are giving up a trend line. We are giving up a macro pattern. We are giving up a lot of those things for what is here a simple support play. So we give up in convergence, we get back in absolute idiot-proof simplicity. It's a support play. What more do you want? MYOV, I love what I see. I would definitely watch list it. Next is NSTG, Nano String Technologies. What a wedge down. absolute unit of a wedge down. And again, you can start from anywhere and see maybe it's more like a channel down here, and even then we'd be right inside pattern as well. This is a great looking consolidation. It's getting tighter and tighter. See how big these moves were? Big, 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 then nice and small. This wedge down also coexists with an old resistance area that became a new support area. It's like I do this professionally. Wow. So this is a really great looking support area. We could easily only risk 3, maybe 4% just to stay in formation here. Like Beyonce is actually a 6-to-1 odds without even a breakout. If you get a breakout, it's even crazier. I like wedges down. I don't really play wedge downs like that in a bull market, but when they present themselves, I take full advantage. I think NSTG here looks fantastic. Let's check the indicators. When it comes to a crossover play or momentum play, a 10 cross is pretty gorgeous. It's really nice. You cross the 10, you have really nice run-ups. You cross the 10, you have really nice run-ups, right? This far away, I'm not going to wait 8% for that. But if we do form a support, like over here, we kind of formed a support and then we cross down lower, that's fine. Now again, the reverses are pretty quick. So again, I wouldn't wait for one myself, but you could. And once we cross that 50, we're great. Cross the 200, we're going for a ride. I'd buy into value. I think value is just a bit lower. But again, value is shown technically. RSI is low. Stochastic is low. Bulls are bottoming out. Bears are up top. NSTG overall is a great wedge down. I think it has great breakout potential over time. I think it may take a little bit longer. Like LYB we just played broke out. A lot of these are starting to break out here. I love what I see. NSTG, watchlist it looks fantastic. Next is OKTA. I've called OKTA a bunch of times, and look at the support area. Oh, my price targets. Oh, for customers only. A really good looking support here, right? It bounces a bunch here. It is important to note if we lose this, we're coming down fast. So again, we need to have a great stop loss here, a strong stop loss. Risk 2, maybe 3%, just to hit the resistance itself, 3-to-1. A full move, which again is not impossible, but I wouldn't bet on, is almost 40%. You could hit the POC with like 8-to-1 odds here. It's a simple support play. Again, if I were to move this real quick, you could see all the way back real quick. It's a simple support play. It bounces religiously at 190 bucks. If you can get lower, get a better deal, you'll be good to go. Again, just like with MYOV, what we give up in convergence and a macro pattern and trend lines up and more bullish momentum, we get back in simplicity and an idiot-proof, easy risk versus reward based on a line at 193. I love it. Let's check the indicators together. Can we play a 10 cross? Sure. I mean, it gets pretty choppy and I put much weight in that. A 50 cross is much better, as we can see across the 50, and it bounces off and much easier. I'm not going to wait. What's this, like 9%? I'm not waiting 9% for that myself. So I wouldn't wait for a momentum play. Sidebar. It's important to notice that 7 out of 7 plays so far have been bought off of value. What's that say about the market as a whole? Maybe it means the market has been on sale and you buy low, you sell high. Right? So sometimes you could buy momentum plays that are just higher highs, higher lows, higher lows. But sometimes with this kind of market, when stuff sells off, you buy low, sell high. 7 out of 7 plays are value for a reason. Keep that in mind. So I think down here, great value, RSI at 31, negative 34, and again, bulls are low, bears are high. It's a support play, okay? This is not some, wow, how do you do it? It's just nice lower lows, lower highs, right into value, and all the support's holding beautifully. OKTA, we played it before. The price target is like 240. It's far away. You hold this for over a year, you'll probably be just fine with what you get. But overall, OKTA, I'd watch list it. I do love what I see. Lastly is UMC. Off the bat, we can see there's more gaps. All right, let's just keep that at that. There's more gaps in this play than, I was going to make an inappropriate joke, your mom. Got him. But this is a really good looking play minus the gaps. Why is this important? If you're going to have a stop loss for UMC, there's a slight chance, but that's still a chance. A gap is down beneath your stop loss. If you like this one, you have to be ever vigilant of that. And again, there's plenty of gap ups, which are great. Again, those are fantastic. But every single gap gets filled. This gap got filled. This gap got filled. This gap gets filled. Every single gap on this time frame has been filled to my knowledge. I don't see any gaps above us besides this bad boy up here. What's that mean? Let's fill that gap, right? I want to see this gap get filled up here. We also have a small gap right here. We have a gap right here. Every gap gets filled. Just to hit this one up there is 12%, but this one right here is 4%. You know, I think tomorrow will probably open around 11.04. You know, it's a 2-to-1 to fill that gap from a sell-off and go higher. But you can gap down. It's important to note a nice ascending triangle is kind of forming, nice uptrends. I don't really see an overall macro pattern. I mean, you could come over here and be like, whoa, looks like a channel up from over here. That's way too big. No one's watching that, right? Lower highs, higher lows. It's starting to consolidate. Very strong support spot here. Gaps that are above us want to get filled. Overall, love what I see, minus the gaps that do happen. Again, to reiterate, if the price gaps down beneath your stop loss, you're not going to get filled, and you could have a bad time. So if you do have a stop loss set, make sure you also have an alert set, maybe multiple stop losses, just to be super clear. Risk management's always number one, and that has to be mentioned for a play like this. Let's check the indicators. UMC at 10 crosses, beautiful. BEA, beautiful. It crosses, it looks good, crosses. I mean, the worst case for a 10 cross is going to be break even. I'm not waiting for that down here. I buy into value. Value being shown because the technical analysis says it's at value. RSI is at 34, that's value. Stochastic is low, bulls are low, bears are high. 8 out of 8 plays a day are buying into value. We've had plenty of plays that, you know, you get higher, you wait for a crossover at 10, or it's going to be a breakout play. Like, remember we played like Aflac? I'm going to put it up real quick. When we played like Aflac or Hershey, for example, we bought in an Aflac for a breakout. And as you see, it worked. Who knew? This was not a value purchase. Or Hershey, for example, was not a value purchase that also worked out. Who knew? That was momentum. How about we look at, the top of my head, LYB. Look at that. Who knew? So when every single play I've called today is at value, that means that the macro markets are at value. So I'll keep that in mind with your purchasing. The first rule is risk management. The second rule, unwritten, is buy low, sell high. We have buy low now. If you want to know more about the macro markets, check out the Discord. I do an episode before this episode about that exact thing. 5-10 minutes to talk about it. With that being said, if you stood the whole time through here, watch the whole episode. I do appreciate it. Check out that like button, that beautiful subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time. I do appreciate it. Thanks.